There's a beach right in the city center. So good.
This is out of this universe. It reminds me of Rome so much. The nicest beach I've ever been to in Europe. Good morning, we just arrived in Lecce moments ago. We dropped our luggage at home and we're just out for a walk because we are already a little bit hungry even though it's just 12 p.m. So in this vlog, not only will we explore Lecce, we'll also explore some of the nicest beaches in Southern Puglia and Salento, the ones that actually were deemed to be looking like the Maldives. So let's see if that's true, because the expectations at this point are very high. Aside of Bari, where we started our trip here in Puglia, Lecce is the biggest town in the area. It's the southernmost big city of Puglia, and it has a really, really rich history that we are actually super excited to explore and learn more about.
I had the perfect sandwich. So we got one pucha each. It's basically a sandwich and it had burrata, pistachio, mortadella and pesto. So it was a perfect combo. It was very good and the bread itself was very tender and amazing.
And after intensive deliberation, we got to the conclusion that this was definitely in the top 5 sandwiches that we've ever had. Yeah. We also tried the frisa classica, which is an absolute staple of Pugliese, but mainly Leccese cuisine. It is peasant food at its best. It's something that was brought to Puglia by the Greek colonists back in ancient times. And it's basically double-baked bread. It's very, very dry. And they give you a bowl with water so that you can soak the bread in.
For a minute, about a minute.
Yeah, for about a minute. No more than that, because then it's obviously too soggy. And then you add dried oregano, olive oil, and tomatoes, and salt. And it was kind of like a bruschetta, basically, but with just like a different consistency of the bread. Yeah. But it's very interesting, considering how old and the tradition behind it. I'm glad that we tried it.
Yeah, and the whole reasoning for it is that this way the bread is meant to last longer.
The buildings here in Old Town Lecce, they all have this tint of yellow. That is because the limestone that was used for the buildings here is a different shade than
the ones in Ostuni.
Yeah, the ones in Ostuni and all the other towns we've seen so far, which are whiter. We sort of stumbled upon Basilica di Santa Croce here in Lecce, and this is absolutely outstanding. The facade is so beautiful.
Yeah, so intricate.
I haven't seen a facade this intricate probably since we've been to Siena. So this basilica was built about 450 years ago to celebrate the victory of Christianity over the Ottoman Turks in the area.
I really love all the statues with griffins and even humans, like they're supporting the
all sorts of mythical creatures as well.
Super cool. And this is a perfect example of Baroque architecture in southern Italy.
Show me a way out, give me your side of the story. Throw me a rope here, I've drifted way too far. I see it sometimes behind those kind eyes.
So when I packed my bag, I didn't take into account the fact that it would be so cold here in southern Italy, but there we are.
It's the southernmost city we've been so far, and it's the chilliest one for some reason. With that said, the town is full of palm trees and cacti everywhere. It's so beautifully decorated. This is called Porta Napoli because it's headed towards Napoli, towards Naples. That was also built similar to the church we saw earlier today in the mid 1500s for the very same reason that the church was built, which was to celebrate the victory against the Ottomans.
See it sometimes behind those kind eyes. Wake me up when this is all over. And take my heart with both of your hands. I've been spending all my days just trying to find a way. Give me love when this is all over.
So we stopped at Al Baffo, which is this really nice cocktail bar and beer house.
Yeah, it's very popular. A lot of people here.
And they also serve food from the restaurant across the street, which is super exciting because they had really amazing reviews as well.
Love will carry all our days till we find another way. No one ever said it'd be easy. Love will carry all our days till we find another way. No one ever said it'd be easy. Give me love when this is all over. And take my heart with both of your hands. I've been spending all my days just trying to find a way. Give me love when this is all over.
Happy birthday to Laura today. She is turning 21 again.
Yes.
And as per her wishes, first thing we do today is
We're going to Sephora. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm gonna hopefully buy some makeup.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know. I'm more excited for you than I am for me.
Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then we do a short, very short cultural pit stop.
Fine.
But then we resume the fun activities.
So I've never bought Guerlain products before, but I bought 2 of them now. And I got this lip liner. I don't know, it's like,
That is like my
Pinkish.
favorite color.
okay. Well, you can use it if you want.
No, it's fine. My favorite color for you to use.
I bought this Guerlain eyeshadow. I loved the color payoff, even though it's kind of expensive.
Color payoff. What is a color payoff?
It's
May
like
I ask?
when you swatch it, it's like super intense.
Okay, can we go into the detail of what
at that.
swatching means? What's a swatch?
This is a swatch.
So when you wipe your finger
Yeah,
on
look
it,
at that.
that is a very good payoff.
And the last one, I got an eyeliner from Chanel.
It's good because you don't really have any eyeliners.
I love the fact that it's not too dark, but it's like this cool berry tone.
Wonderful. And don't forget, you got some samples.
I also got some samples.
Let's just say the samples are for me.
One's a serum, one's a cream.
Night cream.
You can use them if you want.
I'm gonna smell delightful.
They're creams.
I know, but they have smell, they have scent, right?
Yeah, I guess.
We're going to the tower. Next to the dome here in Lecce, you can find a big tower. Apparently it's one of the highest public elevators in Italy.
Okay.
And I think you get about 20 minutes at the top.
And you have
enjoy
a
the views. and then you
great
gotta
viewpoint.
Go. Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to do cardio for my birthday.
And on a good day, on a clear day, apparently, kind of clear today, you get
Good
to see
wind.
all the way to Albania in Greece. So
that's
let's see.
That's the most beautiful and understated balcony I've ever seen. This one with all the roses.
Yeah.
This one in the middle. very cold up here and very windy.
We are getting an amazing view of the city. We can see the seaside as well, direction of Albania in Greece.
Just the direction, not
Just the direction. It's really easy to get here. It costs €12 a person. You go in the palace across to buy your ticket. You get your ticket, you just cross the square back.
Yeah. There's
Take the lift.
there's no queues. It's like super simple.
You're only allowed 20 minutes up here, but with the current wind situation,
It's gonna be 2.
we've been here for about 4 minutes, and I think this is kind of it, really, for us.
We have really beautiful views of the town, and you can see the balconies. They have like small gardens up top. It's really nice.
So we just left the tower in the Dome Square and we came next to the Roman amphitheater because we wanted to get something specifically.
So while we were going down the elevator, we made small talk with one of the employees, and he recommended we come to this place, which is named Al Vino, and we got a rustico and a pasticciotto, which are both traditional for Lecce. We've never had them before, and I'm excited to try them. Yeah, I got myself an Aperol Spritz, and Horia got a macchiato, because he's driving today.
We are next to the Roman amphitheater where we'll be going next just to have a look and see what it's all about. But for now, it's relaxation time here in the square. Nice table in the sun,
Yes.
catching up for all the wind we had to intake a little bit earlier. And I'm actually really excited to try the rustico. We're gonna have that first because that's savory.
Yeah.
The pasticciotto is sweet.
It's
It's
kind of oily.
it's something, I know it has mozzarella, that's all I know.
Okay.
Not just mozzarella, but definitely mozzarella. It reminds me of the Eastern European and Turkish burek
Yeah.
type
yeah.
of thing. You find that in Greece, in Turkey, in Romania, anywhere.
It's really good.
Is the pastry good?
Really good. And it's warm. It's a bit too oily for me, but it's very good. I couldn't eat this entire thing myself.
So this does have some tomatoes inside, some chunks of tomatoes.
Well, you enjoy this?
Oh, don't mind if I do. Do you want to try the other one too, or you want to wait with?
Yeah, no, I can try the other one. The pasticciotto. Oh, this is a bit warm as well.
No, but it's a pistachio.
Oh, this is not with pistachio.
It's the wrong one. Take 2 this time with the correct pasticciotto, hopefully.
It has an pistachio here, so on top, so it must be the correct one. Yes. Oh, so it's a mixture of custard and pistachio cream.
Okay.
I'm not hating it. And it's warm. So good.
We are still in Piazza San Oronzo, and right next to where we had our pasticciotto just a second ago, we have this Roman amphitheater. It was built around the 2nd century, that is like 1900 years ago. It used to be able to fit about 25,000 people. Now, for context, that is about a third of the Colosseum. Interestingly enough, it was only rediscovered about 100 years ago. So before that, it was buried for centuries. Nobody knew it was here. And it's also a place where they used to have gladiator combats. Laura has a birthday going on, and she wants to get a piercing or 2. So let's see if we can make that happen. Okay, so our problem is the following. This is a very common and recurring thing in Italy.
In Puglia, especially.
So we found a really cool spot for a piercing. The guy is on holiday for about 2 weeks. And then we found a second place that's really cool for a piercing, which seems to be one of the last ones. And even though we're well within opening hours, there's nobody there. The door's locked. They have a phone number on the door. No one's picking that up. So that's pretty much it. So a little FYI to anyone coming, especially this part of Italy, opening hours shown on Google Maps are not always very well abided by.
They have the same opening hours on the store front door.
Okay, we went to the 3rd place and the 4th place. No piercers, nobody's around. We are off to our 5th and 6th
And final.
final places. The only reason why we're going to see so many different ones is because they're all fairly close to one another. Like now, this is like a 6-minute walk away. So, it's not bad. We get to do a bit of cardio as well. I gotta say, it's quite funny how in a town where we definitely see people having piercings, somehow nobody makes them.
They make them themselves.
I wonder if there's like an underground ring of piercers. What are we doing next?
We are going for a second aperitivo.
And by we?
Me.
I will be joining you though. No worry.
And sadly, there were no piercers available at the last stop either.
I mean,
Francesca is coming back on Saturday, so.
Yes, Francesca.
But we'll be leaving by then. So.
But in their defense, we are here on a Tuesday, which is not a working day, and also
In October.
we've only been to 7 different places.
Yeah. Well, alas.
We are now on the side of Castello Carlo V. This was rebuilt around the same time as Porta Napoli, the one we saw yesterday, and Basilica Santa Croce we saw yesterday, in the mid-1500s when they won against the Ottomans. But initially, this was a castle that was built in the 12th century, and it was just rebuilt and refortified later on. And plus, we also just witnessed a pigeon convention or something. We stopped here for a second aperitivo of the day, just outside of Chiesa di San Matteo at Caffe Leccese, and we're having 1 glass of rosé for Laura, and for me, I'm trying for the first time a Caffe Leccese, which is essentially a bit of almond milk, coffee, and ice on top. It's the first time we have it.
Almond milk is down, so you need to stir.
Okay.
Okay, mix it.
Okay, so apparently you need to stir into it.
To stare into it.
You need to stare into it. It's like a crystal ball. It's very almondy. It's delicious.
Is it good?
It's sweet.
Sweet?
Sweeter than I normally have my coffee, but it's very refreshing because of the ice. I don't know, it's a cool little thing to have. I get why in Lecce, out of all places, you would have iced coffee. But yeah, Caffe Leccese, even though it looks very kitschy from the outside because of all the fake flowers, it's actually a cool spot and very comfortable seats for once. So it's sunset time and we are on our way to Masseria Le Stanze, which is, as the name says, a masseria. This is mainly something that you would find in southern Italy, in Puglia especially. It's essentially an agroturismo that has rooms, restaurant, sometimes a pool, and they sometimes have olive groves, they do wine tastings or olive oil tastings and so on. So they're usually very pretty sites, and they're not ridiculously unaffordable. They're just like normally priced restaurants.
Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait. This could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
The bread is so dense, it's like clearly homemade. This is their olive oil that they make here. This is very good, like obviously it's very good oil.
Okay, so this is on the house. It's deep fried sage. I've never had deep fried sage. Just deep fried sage. It's good.
It is what it is. They have a restaurant, but they don't have their own chef, so all their meals are cooked by different women who don't, they don't do this as a profession. They work on the farm, they help with so many other tasks, and they also are good cooks.
For hours I never slept. Two silhouettes on the concrete steps. We watched the sun as it slowly crept from the horizon to the place we met. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
Waking up under all this rust, it's raining in my room. The water falls in pools until I'm getting carried away, riding on the back of a wave. So
This is the perfect setup.
I made myself a nook here. I nested myself.
All right, I'm gonna leave this stuff with you and go dip myself.
But all this time I'm hoping for a sunny day. So I'll just float till the current slows. Was this by design? Am I
How is the water?
The water is a bit chilly, like very, very refreshing, but it's nice. It's manageable. I could have stayed for an hour. But the beach itself, and I mean this very seriously, is the nicest beach I've ever been to in Europe, by
Really?
far. By far, it's unbelievable. I think I walked, 100 meters, and the sand was so fine and completely see-through. You could see everything. And the water only got to lower than my chest. So
Yeah, and the water seems really calm.
I think up until that formation of rocks over there, the water is still quite shallow, so you can
cool.
just walk. It's so nice, honestly. So I'm guessing here in July, August, September, like early September,
Gets
it
crowded.
must be so beautiful. You
Yeah.
have to come here in the morning for sure. Honestly, I'm in disbelief how nice it is.
And look, there's people on the cliffs.
Yeah,
You have a
yeah.
viewpoint probably from there.
Yeah.
But the water is so blue. It's so beautiful.
It's so clear, like it's so see-through, unbelievable. So by the way, we have to keep redoing takes because there's so many middle-aged men in speedos walking behind me. It's unbelievable. You can tell you're in Italy.
Also, one of the best parts about this beach, besides how beautiful it is the fact that it's free to enter, so you don't have to pay for sunbeds or anything, which is rare to find on such nice beaches in Europe.
I genuinely don't think I've seen a beach with sand this beautiful and fine anywhere else in the world. Maybe some parts of Bali, maybe the Maldives, but that's pretty much it.
Definitely Caribbean style beach.
getting carried away, riding on the back of a wave? So I let go, come what may. But all this time I'm hoping for a sunny day.
stuck waiting on help to come, but maybe I could swim.
We drove about 5 minutes from the Caribbean beach where we were just moments ago, and we arrived at Torre Sant'Andrea. I expected a beautiful rock formation in the sea,
Yeah.
maybe somewhere to swim potentially. But again, this is out of this universe.
We said when we were in Lefkada that we haven't seen this type of blue before.
It does remind me of Greece. I haven't seen this in Italy so far.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. And pair this with the incredible rock formations here and the fact that there's so many people out here swimming and doing some sort of a cliff diving, jumping situation. Very beautiful.
Such a hidden gem.
Very, very beautiful. I'm not sure how hidden it is, I don't know. But one of the things that I love the most about this whole situation is just how rustic everything is. It's just like a field path somewhere that leads to this incredible beauty that anywhere else in the world would be exploited to its absolute maximum. So yeah, one moment I have this field behind me. I turn around and then we have this.
If possible, from this angle, you get even a more intense blue.
It's just so many different shades of blue.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. So we just discovered that you can actually see Albania from this viewpoint. Seems really close.
Yeah, that's literally across the Adriatic Sea. Oh wow. I'm just a little bit upset that there's I think it's a military base or something here behind us. So we cannot fly the drone because this would have made for some incredible shots.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably a bit too windy.
You think?
All right, let's go grab some food. We drove another 20 minutes. We arrived to Otranto, which is the easternmost town in Italy, a port on the Adriatic Sea, and a town with very rich history. So let's go venture into the old town and see what we can find.
And I want to say people are still sunbathing. There's a beach right in the city center, and I've never seen water so blue inside the city center. So clear, so calm, such nice vibes.
Otranto has a very rich history because it was the first town that was invaded by the Ottomans when they landed in Italy. It also has a bit of a darker side to it because when the Ottomans invaded, about 800 people refused to convert to Islam. So then they were executed in the town center. And their remains right now are held in the cathedral that we just visited.
Yeah.
And they're called the Martyrs of Otranto.
Yeah, seeing all the skeletons was a bit eerie, I guess, but
Yeah.
very interesting at the same time.
Shall we sit down somewhere so I can have a coffee?
They have beautiful terraces here, really beautiful bars. Very clean, very neat.
We promised an apartment tour, and here it goes. We are entering the inner courtyard, which is ridiculously beautiful. I mean, look at this. This looks like Game of Thrones.
As you enter, you have a kitchen slash living room slash dining room. And look at this impressive, what is this? Arch. So for the first time, our fridge is stocked. They left us milk, yogurt, eggs, which is super nice of them.
Loads of water as well.
They left us a huge basket of all sorts of goodies for breakfast. So yeah, a fully equipped kitchen. You have everything here.
Yeah, we
you
do
have
have.
coffee, everything.
This is the living room.
This is beautiful, this lamp. We have air conditioning as well here. On the right side, we have the bathroom.
Yeah,
So many towels.
loads of towels and like shower gels and
Yeah.
iron board and
Yeah.
everything.
This is the
So
bedroom.
this is a one-bedroom unit.
This is amazing.
Like, look at it. Look at the chandeliers.
Yeah. And we also have AC here. Big wardrobe.
Another beautiful arch up here.
Yeah.
More exposed stone on the sides. Beautiful bedside tables.
They have their own indoor garage where we parked, which is great because you can't really find spots to park in here. And it's also safe for a car. And they have another courtyard. Look at this
And look
cactus.
at this
It's
beautiful
huge.
garden.
So this is the main entrance.
And that way you enter into the historic town.
Also, we have access with the host through this intercom, which is super useful. And they also provide daily cleaning, which is not really included in
No,
usual
definitely
bookings
not.
on booking.com.
We're only paying $80 per night, and that includes the apartment, the city tax, and obviously the parking.
And parking, yeah, which you normally...
saves you some money, because that's usually
Yeah.
about 15 euros a day.
Yeah, yeah. How super useful.
That is incredible.
Yeah. It's such an affordable city. We also went past this bar, cocktail bar, and they had like an offer for 3 Aperol Spritz
For 12 euros.
for 12 euros. Like, and the food is so affordable. Yeah, it's really nice so far.
I know I cannot see it through. I got my head on straight so you can pass the blues. Disco biscuits in my little tube.
This is so annoying. This could have been one of the best beach experiences, but sadly, the weather is just not the best today. It's super windy, it's very cloudy, the water is very aggressive, sadly. But this would be an incredible spot to enjoy summer.
Bend the truth. Ace my test, I guess that I'm the
Are you entertained?
This is not very relaxing.
Are you stressed?
It's cold.
We are now at Punta Prosciutto, which has a beautiful name. I was kind of hoping there'd be prosciutto, but there's no prosciutto, sadly.
Well, they probably had prosciutto at this beach club, but it's closed.
This does look like it has the correct amenities to have a really good time.
Yeah.
The beach looks fantastic.
And the sand looks great.
Exactly. And they also have some beds, umbrellas, everything's ready just for people to enjoy, but sadly, not today. I'm guessing it's safe to say there's no beach time for us today.
No.
We got 2 more things to do. We need to visit the town of Gallipoli, which is a very important port. Well, maybe now not so much, but it used to be a very important port town here in Italy, in Puglia. And we might go for a wine tasting if we can find the right spot, because this where we are right now, this is prime wine country.
And then we'll go for a nice dinner when we are back in Lecce.
Yes, we have a booking for tonight in a very, very, very traditional Pugliese trattoria in Lecce. Let's go.
That I'll be better when the better rest. I just can't get over this bar upstairs, so I'm gonna take this bar and throw it off the edge.
Okay, 45 minutes later we arrived to Old Town Gallipoli and we quickly sat down. We got some bruschetta with caciocavallo, some local Italian cheese, and mortadella with truffle.
Smells really good.
And quite a bit of olive oil by the looks of it.
Yeah. We have a wine tasting after this with lunch, so we won't eat too much here. We'll just have a...
We managed to find a really cool place for a wine tasting, so I'm actually quite excited about that.
Of course it's good.
High expectations, high rewards.
And all I'll ever be is riding next to me, spotting on my screen, sunburn down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards you dealt. Look around and tell me what you see. Is it a brand new man or is it same old me? I keep marching forward with a small belief that if I'm still persistent, then I'll soon break.
We just left Gallipoli Old Town heading back to the car, and we just went through one of the most windiest experiences of our lives.
Oh, and this now is very tame compared to what we went through near the port.
Lost my thought, I think it wasn't bold. I think it's just a thought that wasn't meant to be told. I grew out of my lens and I could fit my soul. Oh, I was 29, now I'm turning old. And all I'll ever be is riding next to me, spotting on my screen, sun blaring down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards you dealt. And you got everything you want, but you still chase it all and all. Seen that stop for nothing, man. I think it's time to change this plan. Where I go, I spent too
So we just left the wine tour. Gotta say, the place is absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
The actual wine cellar, again, is beautiful, what they call the masseria.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because they explain how they used to do the olive oil back in the day and the wine as well. And it's
Yeah.
very interesting to do the whole tour. I paid €40 for lunch and for wine tastings.
And for the tour as well.
And for the tour as well. Horia didn't drink, so he paid €20 for lunch and for the tour. The wine itself was very, very good.
Yeah.
However, lunch was a bit underwhelming, I would say.
If you come here, definitely do the wine tasting and the tour.
Yeah.
It's 100% worth it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more affordable. I think we overpaid for lunch. In my opinion,
Yeah.
it wasn't even that good. So for that, I would skip it next
Yeah.
time. And you have the money left so you can buy a couple of bottles of wine at the end.
Yeah.
Because they've got really good prices for really good wines.
So if you want to do the tour and the wine tasting, it's just €20.
I think so, yeah.
And you get some taralli as well, so yeah, really good value for money.
It's still windy. That hasn't changed. However, it's not cold anymore. It's fairly warm. And we are now on our way to grab a quick aperitivo before our very traditional dinner. I'm afraid this might be a bit too traditional. This place serves all the Pugliese delicacies, such as horse meat and others. I mean, we're not having horse meat, but they are serving that. Many places in Puglia serve horse meat. It's not just these guys. Beautiful town at night, Lecce. This Leccese stone that they have in most places, like this one here, it gives it this beautiful yellowish tint coupled with the lights. Looks amazing. The setting here with all these tables, this bar and the one next to it, it reminds me of Rome so much.
It's Rome with less traffic.
I know.
Yeah, there's no traffic. It's amazing.
We are on the one street in the historic center with zero traffic. Lecce, Trattoria, Casereccia. We were the only people there below the age of 50, I think.
Yeah.
One of the very few tables that were not Italians. Very traditional, like I said.
Very, very chatty
Very
atmosphere.
chatty. There was no music. There was just people talking. The way it
Bright
used to
lights.
be. And very bright lights. Yes, very bright lights. So we had the Parmigiana di Melanzane,
which was
is,
very, very good.
which is something that we've had consistently
Yeah.
everywhere we've been in Italy. They do them differently based on the area, but this was actually very good.
Yeah, I highly recommend the Parmigiana.
Then I had a portion of pasta with polpettine, which are tiny meatballs. Very good. I'd never had this kind of pasta. It was cooked differently. A lot more,
Soggy.
yes, soggy, mushier, a lot more cooked, not al dente at all. And then we shared a portion of, and by shared I mean I had most of it, a portion of cod, very salted cod.
With the side of aubergine.
Overall, slightly too much food.
Slightly too much salt.
I took one for the team and I had most of the food, so right now I just need to lie down if I'm honest. Honestly, I think this was my favorite food experience in Lecce at least.
Yeah.
I was really happy with it, not just with the food, but like with the whole vibe over there.
Yeah, it was very
And
comforting.
whose photo did we see on the wall?
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, we saw Richard Gere's photo on the wall.
With the staff.
Yeah, so
So-
clearly came to this restaurant at some point.
We're obviously dining in the right spots. I think Lecce is a great place to come if you want to see the beaches of southern Italy, of southern Puglia. I think Lecce is great if you like wine. There's so many wineries around here. It's a great town with loads of history if you want to spend a couple of days here. And it's a great base generally just to explore more of Puglia.
It's more affordable. It's a bit more of a slow living.
Overall, I would say Lecce has a lot more affordable accommodation than some of the larger cities in northern Italy, or I think even than Bari as well.
Yeah.
So with all of these, I think Lecce is fantastic, but it's not a very lively scene. I personally loved the days that we spent in Lecce and around Lecce. I think maybe one day we can come back when we have more
A bit
good
more.
weather.
Yeah, a bit more in the summer.
Yeah, so thanks for watching our vlog here in Lecce. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope they did find some sort of inspiration for your trip here. And make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll definitely see you in our next video. Okay, I personally loved all these days. I personally loved these days that we so I personally loved the day.